Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, a new Division I program who was led by Jamie Chadwell until recently, who many Tennessee fans wanted to be hired after Jeremy Pruitt was fired, has now lit up social media. They did it on Monday by promising unlimited free hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, soda, and water for every ticket holder at every Chanticleers home game for the 2025 season. Now, many schools have slashed concession prices. Others have sold unlimited food packages. Others have offered unlimited concessions in certain luxury areas. But nobody has offered to feed an entire stadium for free. So, what's been going on? Well, it sounds like this is not for money making. They're trying to build the fan base. They're trying to pack the stadium to have an electric environment. That's what one of their deputy AD said. To get the free food, fans will have to download an app that will generate a code concession workers can scan to keep track of visits. Fans will also have to enter some basic information into the app. And the contact info of some single game ticket buyers or fans using their friend season tickets will make for incredible leads as they try to grow their season ticket base. So this is a data collection thing. Funny, we just started the show with TikTok. Now we're ending it. Now their ticket office workers will follow up with those fans. And if they had fun, they're more likely to buy more tickets. This is a marketing ploy. Now, Tennessee is on a much larger scale than Coastal Carolina. They have fans. They don't need new fans. So the question becomes, if they don't need new fans, should they do this at Neyland Stadium? Should they offer free tickets? I'm just going to say it. Yes. I think this would be a brilliant move for Tennessee. I know y'all think this is crazy, but okay, hear me out. Not for every seat in the stadium. Maybe not for students. I don't know. You pick a certain segment of like people who, like, if you buy these type of tickets, you can get free food, free certain types of food the rest of the game. Now, again, Tennessee has a gigantic fan base. That does not mean that people don't go to the games that may not be your loyal fans. It may just be some casuals. Sometimes, casuals go all the time. Why not? Maybe for a game. Just do it for a game. Promise free concessions for that game. Do it for like the Chattanooga game. Not the Chattanooga game. For like your homecoming game or your FCS game this year. Promise free concessions. Promise free booze. And you have to scan it. You have to scan your ticket on your phone to do it. And then they can collect your data and then they can target you. I think this would be a brilliant move for Danny White. Just one game. They don't have to do Coastal Carolina for the whole year. Coastal Carolina has a fan base they're trying to build. But one game a year, I think Tennessee should offer free concessions to everybody. Now, one of the interesting things that could happen is, I said this is a way to bring back the spring game. If you want the spring game to be interesting, give free concessions out at the spring games. And collect data that way. You have to download something on your phone, and then they could just target you as a fan. And I'm telling you, this is a very underrated way to draw more fans. Now, the question is, does Tennessee need more fans? Many people would debate that they don't. I understand that, but there's an argument for it. I'm just saying. I'm going to put up that poll question. First, a quick message from Ted Russell Ford, Super Dealer in March.
Like a blast from the past, the Super Dealer is back. Look to the skies, Knoxville. The Super Dealer is fighting for price, service, and the American made. Ted Russell Ford is East Tennessee's #1 volume Ford dealer. Save up to $4,350 on a new Ford F-150 XLT, or get into a new Ford Ranger XLT with no payments for 90 days. Come see the Super Dealer today at either Ted Russell Ford location, Parkside Drive, or...
All right, the poll question is up, guys. You guys go vote on it. Could the Vols benefit from free concessions at Neyland Stadium for a game? The responses, the possibilities are yes, get new fans, or no, they're too big a program. So you guys go vote on it. Give me your thoughts on it. I think this is an interesting philosophy. And not just for Tennessee, by the way. I think for a lot of programs. Tennessee already has the talent fee. They're already trying to do the entertainment district to charge people. Why not draw them in with just one game of free concessions? And yes, free. Now, again, free booze, like I suggested, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I don't know the laws. I don't know the liquor laws or the beer laws of Tennessee. I have no idea. if you can give out free alcohol at a stadium. That's probably a little bit of an issue. But how about this? What about a deal for every game of like bottomless drinks? You know, like you go to those like anybody, but y'all been to bars and clubs and places like that. That like if you pay a certain amount up front, sometimes they'll offer you bottomless drinks on certain nights. There's bottomless mimosas for brunch. Why not do that? Why not have bottomless drinks for like a noon? Here's how you do it: a noon game against an FCS school or a bad program. Make it like a brunch style where like you pay, I don't know, like $80. You go to the game and then you pay $80 a la carte. You get bottomless mimosas a la carte at a buffet, and you just get to have fun like a fun brunch. You don't think there's a lot of casuals that may not even like college football that would go to that for fun as a fun event to do, and then they get hooked once they show their phone, and once they get scanned, and once Tennessee can target them, and once Danny White can collect their data? I'm just saying, guys, it's not a crazy thought. What if a college football program does that? A big-time college football program with a bunch of fans should follow the Coastal Carolina model for one game of giving free concessions to everybody, making them download something onto their phone, which they scan, and then they can target them to come back in the future. Even if they have a ton of fans, this is a way to reach some new fans, because some new fans and some casuals would go to their games if you did this. And it should be a game in which you have a fall out of bed victory against an FCS school that's at noon, because like I said, at noon, you could also do an a la carte brunch for $80 with bottomless mimosas. I'm just suggesting things, guys. I'm just spitballing. I'm just throwing things out there. How epic would that be? Going to the message board, Matt says $460 for the cheapest ticket to the Tennessee-Georgia game. Crazy. You're right, Matt. They would never do this for the Georgia game. It would be wild. I don't think they could do that. Dan Yoder says Caleb looking for a riot. I'll tell you what if Tennessee or Alabama or somebody does this for that FCS homecoming game and then they lose that FCS homecoming game? Boy, a riot would absolutely happen. Dirty South Ball says nice talking point, never going to happen. Give it a shot. Derek Owen says mimosas would attract a lot of golfers. Just saying. That's true. It also attracts the brunch crowd. The Sex in the City demographic, for those of you who are fans of the show. I'll just say it. Some Matt SS says I ain't giving away my personal information for a hot dog. Matt, if you ever get a ticket scanned on your phone, though, when you go into a game, you're already giving away your personal information. Just saying. So Adam says, if you're trying to win a championship, you don't want fans sitting and stuffing their mouths. You want them engaged and involved in the home field advantage. Adam, that's why I said just one game against a FCS school. That's what I'm talking about. Just one time against an FCS program when people are just casually going anyway. I'll be honest. How many times have y'all seen? This has happened plenty of times, guys. Knoxville, Alabama, LSU, a noon game or an 11 a.m. kickoff if it's LSU Central Time in September when it's still really hot against a really bad team because conference play hasn't started yet. Those stadiums in the SEC can be dead because everybody's hungover from partying the night before, particularly the college kids. It's hot. They feel dehydrated. They try to make their way to the game. It's against a bad team, and they just hate it. And oftentimes they have to leave by halftime. So I'm just saying, we've all seen that happen. And so Adam adds, if you're trying to build a family atmosphere, you should sell concessions at cost and try to make the venue a pleasant place to bring the family. Great for baseball and pro sports. I mean, yeah, but this is what minor leagues sometimes have missed. This is why they're kind of falling behind college baseball. College baseball has actually done a great job with promoting things for a family atmosphere and promoting cheap concessions. But some minor league stadiums that do well are the ones that offer things like Thirsty Thursdays, $1 beers. Just saying. The poll question, could the Vols benefit from free concessions at Neyland Stadium for a game? Yes, get new fans, 57%. No, they're too big a program, 43%. Adam adds, one time is a boring concept right there with free pom-poms at the gate. Adam, come on. Pom-poms aren't going to draw anybody in. Free liquor, that might draw people in. Free food also could, by the way. And get some high quality chefs to make some just amazing food from the area. Just do it one time. Pay them a bunch of money. It would be worth it, guys. It would get you a whole new fan base. Just saying. It would be totally worth it. Say, if you buy a ticket to the game, we scan your ticket and you get an a la carte menu from the best chef in town and bottomless mimosas. Derek says chorizo mimosas is hard to beat at 10 a.m. to noon on a nice day in the South. You are absolutely right, Derek. You're absolutely right. And by the way, funny enough, DC guy here, DC is, I'm just saying this maybe because I'm biased to my perspective. DC is like the best brunch town in the country. People compare DC to New York, like think the East Coast is all as one entity. It's not. DC is very different from New York. New York is the city that never sleeps. DC goes to sleep early and gets up early. Okay. They're up at 7. So DCers like to brunch at 10 and be done by noon and call it a day. All right. So I'm just saying, try that in Knoxville. I bet it'd be epic.